Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're reading Life of Fred, Volume Apples, Chapter 6. Fred Goes to Class. It was almost 8 o'clock. Fred put on his earmuffs and his mittens. He put his lecture notes in his pocket. He gave Kingy a hug and headed out the door and walked past the vending machines and ran down the 2 flights of stairs and headed out into the snow and jogged across the campus and arrived at the Archimedes building. Fred's classroom was in the Archimedes building. This is a painting of Archimedes. It was painted by Fedi 1800 years after Archimedes died. Fred walked into the classroom and looked at the clock on the wall. It was exactly 8 o'clock. He was right on time. But where were the students? All the chairs were empty. Fred was alone. He asked himself, is it 8 o'clock in the morning or is it 8 o'clock in the evening? It was light outside. It must be 8 a.m. A.m. means before noon. In Latin, a.m. stands for ante meridiem. Ante means before, and meridiem means noon. Fred ran down the hallway to find the janitor. There was no one in the hall, and the janitor's door was locked. There was a note on the janitor door. 7 a.m. As you all know, all classes are canceled because of the big snow. I'm going home before it gets really bad. That explains everything, Fred thought to himself. I wonder what really bad means. I already lost my hat in the wind. Fred did not have to wait long to find out what really bad meant. He heard a big kaboom. That was thunder. He looked out the window and saw the lightning and heard another kaboom. Fred was delighted. He loved to see the lightning and hear the thunder. For him, it was like a great big show. As long as he was inside, where it was safe and warm, he was happy. He got a chair from one of the classrooms and sat down and watched the show. One of the most fun parts was not knowing when the next lightning flash would happen. Sometimes there would be a lot of lightning, and sometimes he would have to wait for a couple of minutes before the next lightning bolt. He started singing his favorite thunder and lightning song. He couldn't remember all the words. He sang, "A tiny reindeer, Donner and Blitzen." Donner in German means thunder, and Blitz means lightning. Blitzen rhymes with vixen. Sometimes Fred would sing Blitzen and Donner because you always see the lightning before you hear the thunder. Some dogs get frightened by thunder. When they hear the sound, they run and hide under a bed. They don't understand that thunder and lightning can be a lot of fun if you're inside a house. Most dogs can't sing Donner and Blitzen. Fred sat there watching the show for about an hour until it was 9 o'clock. By then, the lightning and thunder had stopped. They were replaced by a heavy rain. Sometimes when it rains, it is just a light sprinkle. There's barely enough water to make the ground damp. A 3-drop rain. But that was not the case today. This was a big, heavy, wet rain. A 1,000,000-drop rain. That concludes Chapter 6. Please have a sheet of paper ready to answer your questions, or be prepared to share your answers with your teacher, parent, or friend. Feel free to pause in between questions for sufficient time to answer. It's your turn to play. Now, did you remember to take out a piece of paper? Well, here we go. Number 1. These are 100 stars. It is a square with 10 rows and 10 columns. 100 of these squares would be 10,000. 110,000s would be a million. Do you think a million is a big number? Number 2. 6 drops plus 1 drop equals how many drops? Number 3. 2x plus 5x equals what? Number 4. How do you spell the third day of the week? Thank you for joining us. Until next time, see you real soon.